Greetings to all of you. First of all, I would like to comply with a duty entrusted to me. It is a message of the Holy Father addressed to the Most Reverend Matthew Jamfi, Bishop of Sunyani and President of the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference. And I would like to read this message now to you. The Most Reverend Matthew Jamfi, Bishop of Sunyani, President of the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference. His Holiness Pope Francis sends cordial good wishes as you gather together in Obuasi for the 2024 Plenary Assembly of the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference. Pleased to learn of the theme chosen for the meeting, Jubilee Year, a time to proclaim Christ, hope for the Church and Ghana, the Holy Father offers the assurance of his prayers that the discussions will bear fruit in a renewed commitment to synodality on the part of all, and zeal for preaching the gospel in word and deed, especially by helping the poor and those on the margins. With these sentiments, the Holy Father commends all of you, along with those entrusted to your pastoral care, to the intercession of Mary, Mother of the Church, and willingly imparts his blessing as a pledge of wisdom and joy in the Lord. Cardinal Pietro Parolin, Secretary of State. This is the message. Now, dear brothers and sisters, it gives me a particular joy to be here today with you for the opening of this plenary assembly. In a special way, I would like to thank His Excellency the Most Reverend Matthew Jamfi, Bishop of Sunyani, and President of the Episcopal Conference, for inviting me and for giving me this opportunity to speak to you, as well as for his brotherly collaboration. I have taken particular note of the theme of this plenary assembly, Jubilee Year, a time to proclaim Christ, hope for the Church and Ghana. It may sound quite self-referential, but when soon after my nomination, I was thinking about an episcopal motto, I must confess that it was precisely the theme of hope which spontaneously came to my mind, bearing in mind the forthcoming Jubilee year, but also the context of our world today and of our region. And therefore, I chose as theme for my episcopal ministry, spes non confundit. Hope does not disappoint. Hope. But what is hope? In his papal bull of indiction for the Jubilee, the Holy Father says that every one of us knows more or less what hope is. Because in the heart of each person, hope dwells as the desire and expectation of good things to come, despite our not knowing what the future has in store for us. Then, it is not unlikely that we come across people who are discouraged, people who are pessimistic, sometimes even cynical about the future, as if nothing could possibly bring them happiness. In the midst of so many social, political, economic, and ecological challenges, we heard about the Galamsey now. The Jubilee is an opportunity to be renewed in hope. In accordance with the tradition of celebrating a Jubilee every 25 years, the Catholic Church in Ghana can happily graft on the ordinary Jubilee on the 2025 years of the history of salvation a few other Jubilees specific to its proper history of evangelization. The first immediate would likely be the 75 years of the creation of the dioceses, I think it was Kumasi, Accra, and Cape Coast in 1950, and therefore of the establishment of the Catholic hierarchy in the local church. There is also another Jubilee yet to come, the 50 years of the establishment of the diplomatic relations between the Holy See and Ghana. That was in June 1976. And finally, it would be most fitting to celebrate with due gratitude as pilgrim of hope to the root of our faith in 6 years' time, the 150 years of the first Catholic baptism in Ghana. The celebrations of all those Jubilees aim to fulfill the theme of this plenary assembly. Jubilee here, a time to proclaim Christ, hope for the church and Ghana. In reality, as the theme points it well, any Jubilee in the Catholic Church is a time to go back to Christ. Because Christ is our hope. At the end of the Great Jubilee of 2000, Pope John Paul II, in his apostolic letter, Novo Millennio Ineunte, the number 29, said that the Great Jubilee, as well as any Jubilee, I suppose, taught us that a Jubilee is an opportunity to start afresh from Christ, to regain a new impetus in Christian life, a time to remind ourselves, as St. Paul advised his son Timothy, to rekindle God's gift. In the same document, the Pope warns all of us of the temptation of striving to invent new programs to be implemented, because the program already exists. There is no need to invent new programs. The program has its center in Jesus Christ himself. Jesus Christ, who is to be known. Jesus Christ, who is to be loved and imitated, so that in him we may live the life of the Trinity, and with him transform history until the fulfillment in the heavenly Jerusalem. So I believe that that's the heart of any Jubilee, to center everything on Jesus Christ. In its essence, is that not change with shift of times of cultures, this program, even though it should be contextualized, let us say inculturated. inculturated, translated into pastoral initiatives adapted to the circumstances of each local church and the church in Ghana under the guidance of the bishops. And I know that that has been done for many, many, many years, the efforts of inculturation. In this regard, the many statements that the Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference has been issuing for already, I believe, more than a decade on the complex issue of the Galamsey could well be understood as part of the efforts to proclaim Christ, hope of the church in Ghana and hope for the whole world. Spes non confundit. Hope does not fail. May Christ remain our hope now and forever. Amen. Thank you.